Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome again to Betty Nobles Presents Conversations from the Heart. And today I have an awesome lady that is willing to take her time to come and sit with me and tell everybody about this remarkable book. This lady has written it, and it is on point. We will be talking about it in great details. Her name is Miss Lillie Streeter Williams, and the book that I am referring to was Tools for Teens Transformation, Protecting Your Own Destiny. So, Miss Lillie, I thank you so much for being here with me. And it's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure. So let's go ahead and begin by telling people what made you decide to write Tools for Teen Transformation. What made you decide to write it?
Let me say, first of all, the pleasure is mine. And I appreciate you even having me here to talk about this book. And the one thing that made me write this book was I have worked with teenagers. I've worked with preteens. I've worked with college students. And what had happened was, like the children say, what had happened was?
What happened was?
What had happened was, when I retired from public education after about 30-some years altogether, I still wanted to maintain contact, and I still saw a need. You have to know that in my classroom and in my administrative positions, a lot of people saw me as a real disciplinarian. And I guess that we had to do that in order to get everything else behind us, to get our students learning. What I had started to do, I would get up every Monday morning. And Periscope was famous back then.
Oh, yeah.
Periscope. So I would do about 4 or 5 minutes of a Periscope message. And I would talk with them about having a great week. I would talk with them about things to do that week. And just to make sure that they knew that we were looking at them, we were caring for them, and our expectations of them were that they would have a great week.
Oh, wow. So when you was in the classroom, did you notice some things that may not have been implemented that you would like to have seen implemented? And the best way to do that is by coming up with this wonderful book to share even after the fact of you.
So many things that I saw in the classroom. I'm telling you now, we had fantastic staff in our public school settings. I was in,
I'm an educator. I'm a teacher.
I was, look, and me too, you know. And what had happened again? And I love to say that, and that's just my laughing piece. And that's the thing you got to do with children too. You gotta be authentic with them. But I saw a lot of good things happening in the classroom. Lots of good things happening. Saw lots of people doing things that needed to continue. And what I did, I kind of piggybacked off the things that were going on. To put in writing. You know, documentation is everything. So, and you know, when you do a book form, you've got these things there. And Tools for Teen Transformation. That's the title of the book. And it is Perfecting Your Own Destiny. That's what we're talking about. And that's it. Perfecting destiny. We want our teens, our preteens, and our young adults. We want them to be able to get to a better place if they're having difficulties. And now the book is not only written for students that are having difficulties, students that are excelling. We still got things for you to do. Tools is what we mean. We're telling you what to do. We're not just saying you need to respect authority. We tell you what it looked like. That's how you have to work with them. You know, they say, well, what that mean? You know, well, how we going to do that? They are inquisitive. They're
Mm-hmm.
you gotta know, and you don't second guess them. You talk with them straight,
Absolutely.
face to face. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
And let me
That's how you
tell,
can reach them. Mm-hmm.
yes, and
Mm-hmm.
let me say to our audience, when our teens know that you care about them, they will work
They
for
will.
you.
They will. They
They'll do
will.
that.
And I get
That's
that a
all
lot.
our, yeah,
Yeah,
you already know
I
that.
get that a lot.
Hmm.
You have some students that have some situations happening even in their home.
Hmm.
And when they come to school, they act it out. It's called displacement. So what they can't talk about or explain the emotional feelings
Hmm.
in the outside world of beyond the school, they're bringing it to school. And then those are the students that you find sometimes that have, these outbursts or behavioral issues. But I found that as an educator, when I take the kids aside, when I take these
Hmm.
students aside and I speak with them one on one, and they begin to develop a connection with me
Hmm.
because I'm now entering into their world.
Exactly.
I'm entering into their world and I'm doing it privately, not in front
Hmm.
of everybody. And so that's when they will begin to tell me what may be really troubling them. Now,
Hmm.
sometimes it's just simple as I like this boy and he don't likes me. And
Yeah.
then it's sometimes some things that may be happening in the home. And then I ask them, would you like to speak with a counselor, a social worker
Hmm.
at the school? So we able to connect with them to help them
And you've said the word connect.
connect.
We
That's the
have to
biggest thing. You
connect
have to connect with the
before
students.
you correct.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Because if you just correct all the time,
Hmm.
they're not going to get it. You
Hmm.
have not connected with them. These are the kids that if you don't connect, these are the kids that will get suspended. And then it's like recidivism.
Hmm.
They constantly getting suspended over and over and over and over again. It's recidivism. But when you find yourself connecting with the kids,
Hmm.
sometimes you break that yoke and you're able to reach them. I'm not going to
Exactly.
say all of them, but even if you reach just a few, that's better
Hmm.
than all of them falling through the cracks. You don't want anybody to fall
Hmm.
through the cracks, but you want to reach as many people as possible. And this is what I like about this transformation book. I love the
Hmm.
word period because transformation is just that.
Hmm.
You're going from one place to another place. Things have switched. It has a development in it that switches. Now, in chapter 1, I love the title, Don't Let Them Get in Your Head. So
Hmm.
let me tell you this. This book right here, even though it has teen written on it, is just not for the teens. Trust me, I've read this. This is a book that I utilize in my classroom. My students love this book. We went chapter from chapter to chapter. They love this book. They was able to get in their groups and do group activities. They
Hmm.
was able to do individual work. They was able to write papers on this. They loved this book. And I loved it because as they're writing their papers, I go back and revisit this book. And with chapter 1, it says, don't let them get in your head.
Hmm.
Now, when you say don't let them get in your head, what are you referring to?
When I say don't let them in your head, we're talking, look, eye to eye. I'm talking their language. Don't let them in your head.
Mm-hmm.
It means that you're the person to think for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It means that if you're dealing with persons that are not benefiting you and
Mm-hmm.
helping you to do the right thing, then you don't receive that connection with them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them in your head means that if they are doing things or if they're toxic, we've got all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
persons in that we talk about. If
Mm-hmm.
they're toxic people, we tell you to maintain. Don't let them in your head.
Don't mimic them. Don't
And
mimic the behavior.
right. And not only that, when we say don't let them in your head, what I say, we always got to tell them what to put in their head.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just say don't do this or don't do that. We always give them tools. And when we say
Absolutely.
don't let them in your head, we're talking about negative people, people that are not going to help you to be your best as a
Absolutely.
team.
Absolutely.
So,
And you said as a teen, but
mhm.
again, this book is also for adults, because you know how many adults let people get in their head?
Yeah.
So many adults, they can't think for themselves. And look, you have here, when I talk about your head, I'm talking about your mind and
Mhm.
all the thoughts, ideas, emotions, and belief systems that make you who you are.
Yes.
Adults battle with that.
Hmm.
Some adults really battle with that. And so when I hear don't let it get in your head, the negative thoughts and negative people, that's a powerhouse,
It
because it's
is.
exactly what we see all the time in society, in the school systems, in the workplace, in the homes, people getting in people's heads. Now, what I love about your book is you have problems and solutions.
Yes.
That's what I love
Hmm.
about it. So they'll read the content, they'll read the context of the book.
Hmm.
How do negative thoughts operate anyway? You give them a question to just think about. I want you to meditate on that question. And then you have your problems and solutions.
Hmm.
And when you have your problem solutions, again, they're reading or they revisiting what they have already read, and they answering questions. But what I love, this
Yes.
affirmation part about it, is that you will say things, I am smart and beautiful, or I am
I
smart and
am.
handsome. I am going to have a fantastic week at school. I will complete every task that I am given. I am happy being me. And
Yes.
these are affirmations. These are things that the students need to say all the time to themselves. I'm smart. I'm beautiful. I'm handsome. I'm fantastic. I am simply happy being me.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. And again, I say teenagers, middle school, high school, this book is incredible. Households, you need to get it for them. But while they sleeping or while they out playing or whatever they're doing, parents, you need to pick this book up, because sometimes you have to remind yourself, I'm intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
You
What?
know, I'm intellectually stimulating. I. You have to let yourself know that sometimes, because sometimes as adults, they lose it as well. Then you got your teen assignment. So you give them an assignment,
Yes. Yes.
okay? And then after the assignment, you give them the parent teen share.
Share.
So now parents is working with these kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parent teen share. So tell them about some of the assignments that they may.
And when I say the parent share, that is just the adult person or the person working with them in this book.
Right.
Now, when we're talking about, look, this book, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, it can be used for so many purposes. When I'm talking about the parent, that can be a co-worker, that could be the teacher, you all,
Exactly. That's
that can be the counselor, that can be the youth director, that can be the pastor, that
That's
can be a
right.
bigger sister.
That's
It
right.
could be another person to help them with the skills that we've already taught them.
And I'm glad she mentioned pastor, because this is not only in the school systems right now, this is also in the churches.
It
They are
is.
using it for vacation Bible studies,
Mm-hmm.
and in Bible study itself. So vacation Bible school and in Bible study. So this book is even being utilized in the church.
It is. It is. And
Great.
because see, what happens is this. A lot of time we quote scripture. We say, Philippians 4, when we're talking about how to think,
Uh-huh,
we
uh-huh,
tell
uh-huh.
them, you think on things that are good, you think on things that will help people, you put them in their terms. And it's scriptural based. And I was looking at it some this morning. I went back because I knew we was going to talk about it some. When you look at the book, when you really examine it, it is pretty much scriptural based.
Yeah.
It's
It
scriptural
is.
based.
It is. Yes, it is.
It's teaching biblical
It
principles
is without
without
using
exact
the
the
biblical
scripture,
scriptures, without
right?
using the scriptures, the verses. It
And
still have the
biblical
biblical content.
principles.
That's right.
And
That's right.
for anybody that know why we didn't do that was
Yeah.
because we're reaching the masses. We're
Yeah.
reaching the masses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what we do is teach those biblical principles through this book, showing them teens, showing them what to do,
It's definitely a way around it.
how to act. It is. It is. And we're just happy about, you said, give them some ideas on the teen assignment. It's just so many things that sometimes parents don't think about. When we started our conversation, you were saying something about things that are happening in the students' homes, and we don't do a whole lot of trying to get in or meddle in. But what we do is give them strategies.
Right.
If there's something going on in your home that somebody else needs to know, then you and a parent, sometimes you might want to just send somebody a note, or you say, can I talk with you, please? Or we teach them, sometimes you have to do role play. Sometimes you do a phone call to somebody that you trust. All kinds of strategies.
Right.
We don't leave you without strategies. When we say
like
tools,
and I like
that's exactly what we mean.
And I like
we
that.
Tell you what to do, how to do it.
That's right.
And
well, let me say this too. What I like about this is, like when you mentioned, you don't go into people's personal lives where they dig deep into what's happening in their homes or whatever. But what you can't escape, and I know this because I use this in my classroom, what you can't escape is them expressing it anyway. Because when I used this book, and then we had, I had them write out their thoughts. I had them doing journalism.
Exactly.
It came out. It came out because they use
that's
this.
A strategy to help it.
Don't let them get in your head. And then they start giving examples of what they was experienced or had experienced or am experiencing. And it's written to me privately because I always tell them, if it's something that you want to put in your paper, and it's personal and you don't want to share it, don't share it. But if it's something that you want to share, but not with the classroom, fine. It won't be shared for them to go up in the classroom. So it was some papers turned into me that wasn't meant to be shared.
Exactly.
And this is when I realized these kids really did need this book. They really did need this book because it was a power tool for them. It was something that would allow them to release themselves, something that they wasn't able to do before.
Exactly. And like I said, it goes back to strategy. It tells you what to do. And see, what we've done with this book, Tools for Teen Transformation, we've looked at social, emotional kinds of behaviors and challenges that they're having. We've addressed them in some of these 12 chapters. We've looked at behavioral issues, why they're acting out or what's happening with them whenever they're having some issues. We have looked at, and then when we say don't let them in your head, we address like the mental health issues, why they're thinking, how they're thinking. When we are talking about the school settings, your PBIS systems, we give them strategies. We tell them what to do based on behaviors and how not to get into trouble, or if you is, and all those kinds of things. So many things we do. And we look at character development. Any preteen, teen, or young adult or adult that is able to get in this book and do the strategy, you can't help but be a better person.
Absolutely.
And the other thing we want to make sure is that this book, you said to me, it changed the culture of that 7th grade school system.
Oh, what are you talking about?
It made a difference.
It did. I mean, we went over this book several weeks because it's not one of those books that you just read and then you're done.
I think like 2 chapters or
we did 2 chapters, but each 2 chapters that we did, for like a whole week, they continued to talk about it.
I'm sure.
For like a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that one day we did these 2 chapters and then we're done and we go into something else. They just kept going and going and going because it was so much that they can relate to. Like, for example, chapter 7. That was one of the popular ones for them. The ones that's dealing with social media. Be smart. Social media versus real talk. All right. And then you have a question. Is social media bad for your health? And you know, when I first asked the students this before we started reading, I was like, social media bad for your health? Ain't bad for my health. I love. Well, I can't live without it. And I said, well, you know, when I was growing up, we didn't have social media. That had to be a boring life, Miss Nobles. I can't imagine. I said, we didn't have that, honey. We went outside, we played, we did hopscotch and handball, stickball, kickball, went to visit friends outside, not sitting around in the house in the room playing games. What kind of games did you have, Miss Nobles? Well, we had like Trouble, Monopoly. You still have those games. Those are boring. That's boring. That's boring. So their answer to the question, is social media bad for my health? No, it's good for my health. It relaxes me. It makes me feel good. But as they continue to read what happens when you constantly looking at, videos and not getting outside, getting no sun, not playing, not doing any of these things that we used to do, they thought about it. They said, well, daggone it, she must be right, but they still won't go stop their social media now. It don't matter. So tell me, what made you include this part in it? Because we talked in our classroom about the social media has other risks like cyberbullying and catfishing. So we did discuss that.
Yeah. And see, what happens is this, just like I know that everything you introduce, it can go far, far right or far, far left instead of being in the medium of where it needs to be. One of the reasons we talked about that was that there are things that happen with social media that is really, when we talk about bad for your health, we're talking about dangerous situations.
Yeah.
Situations that can put even your life in danger. We talked about that in the book. And we talked about, like the cyberbullying and things like that.
And the catfishing.
Yeah, those were 2 of the ones that we kind of like highlighted.
You see why I said that this book is also good for adults? Do you realize how many adults get catfished? You got these dating apps, and then people out there on these dating apps, they be like, oh, wow, I met this girl, and she looked just like Beyonce. And then you meet her in a restaurant, and she looked like Ha Foo Foo.
Anyway, what we are going to do is to make sure, look, and what we did too, Miss Noble, we gave them some things to do that makes sense with their social media, right? What we try to do, you can't shut them down from it. So what we try to do is to redirect them on doing wonderful things with it. Because they're going to use it everywhere. It's not going anywhere. So we just want to make sure that they are, looking at positive kinds of things.
But one thing that they said to me, Miss Lillie, when I had brought this up and we was talking about the social media part, and then when I mentioned what would you think would be bad for social media before you even turn to it in the book, and they mentioned the cyberbullying and they mentioned the catfishing, but what stuck with them so much that they was afraid of was sex trafficking. That's what the kids was talking about, sex trafficking. And so we had like a whole 20 minutes of discussion on how we can use this book to avoid being in those situations. And I had no idea that middle school kids would be that afraid of sex trafficking. Because, see, they seeing this stuff out here. They hearing this stuff.
And it's real.
So when we had this dialogue, that was one thing that I didn't even think would come up. But it did. It did.
And the wonderful thing that I give credit and applause to you all is this. When you've got the book, we identify certain tools, but when you go into it, there's always opportunity for other tools that the kids think about. And we've had some wonderful teachers. Some of the teachers said, well, you know what? We need to put this in too. We need to put that in too. And when the teachers were coming, and let me tell you this, we had people in our community. We had some councilmen, women. We had, the community came.
The community came forth, and they did.
They did. They did an excellent job.
They did a great job.
And they, you know, they were able to talk about some of the things in their line of work and all these kinds of things. They were able to add to the tools that we already had. And that was awesome. That was,
and I appreciate each and every one of them, because we had people like Felicia Solomon, who also works for the school system and is on city council. You know, she was one of the people that you know, really came out and got into this book with the kids. And then we had Chris Suggs, who is a dynamic person, because he already is doing a great deal of work with Kinston teens. And so, you know, I appreciated him coming out. And then at the time, the mayor, that we had Mayor Hardy at the time, Dontario Hardy, and he came out. And I mean, they
we had retired teachers.
Yes, we had retired teachers to come out, and
it was just an awesome.
It was really good. It was really good, and I really appreciate those people that came out, because they was able to give examples. They was giving kids examples from when they was younger. So that was amazing.
We had some of the principals come out. It was just an awesome time.
It was good. It was good.
We had some of the people, city councilmen. We had NAACP chair.
That's right.
We just had so many people. But let me tell you what has happened is they were able to give so many more examples to, let me tell you, I'm going to let you peep into what's coming. We're going to do a workbook. It's going to complement this book, and we'll just be adding more things to it. And while I'm on that, all of you that get this book, you need to go to page 40 right away. We've got
it has a
that QR code.
The QR code. If you go to page 40 in this book, you will see this QR code, and it'll go directly to your YouTube channel. Right? Your YouTube channel.
And the YouTube channel, it's got like it's got all of those Periscope messages, and it's got like 12 or 13 radio shows that we've done. That is just a plethora of information that helps our teens, our parents. And let me say this too. Parents, Coach Lillie, I give you an A just for showing up with your students, for helping them, for doing all that you can do as a parent. We know it's not easy.
It's not.
But look, in the classroom, in the community, in our churches, Coach Lillie gives you an A.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I give you an A.
And you know what? As a teacher, I'll check it off with another A, okay? And the reason why I say that is because I know it's difficult, especially in this day and time. Raising children today, it's not like raising children back when we was coming up. It's a different timeline. And you know, it's not the easiest thing. It's a rewarding thing. It's a very rewarding thing to be raising children, but it's not. It's easy because there's so much out there that we have to shield our kids from. And just as soon as we feel like we're shielding them from this, here comes something else and something else. And so it's a troubling time. And speaking of shielding your kids, look at chapter 6. Chapter 6 says, police yourself. Police yourself when they know you. Police yourself when they know you. So that, and then you got a hashtag in it too. It's not to ruin your life. So tell me about the chapter 6, police yourself when they know you.
Okay.
And you start off when they know you, and then you have when they don't know you. And what do you mean by policing yourself?
When I'm talking about police yourself, that was one of the things we talked about, you know, when things happen in the community. And I think we talked about that when there was a teenager in our community that was his life was ended
Yeah.
because of some things that had happened in the community.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, the police and the things that happened. It was just a whole big, what they call rigmarole.
Yeah.
Anyway, but what Coach Lillie wanted to let our teens know is this. Anytime that there's discourse, anytime that you're doing some things that you shouldn't be doing, police are called for disturbances. They're called for, things that are not supposed to be happening.
Right.
I'm saying police yourself. Don't get yourself in a position that people got to call the police for you.
Absolutely.
You
and
take
not
care
just
of you.
Not just at home, but in school, because we got resource officers. You don't need to have a resource officer come into the classroom to pull the student.
You need to police yourself. That means you do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
And I'm saying this now: if there's an opportunity that you have to deal with a policeman, I'll say it because I'm an adult and I'll stand by it.
And you're a mother.
Mother, grandmother, great grandmother.
Right,
yes.
Right.
But what I want to say is this, and that's what I told my children. If you have to deal with a policeman, follow instructions. Do what they have asked you to do.
Yeah.
If that doesn't go the way that you think it needs to go, you need to get the badge number. You need to get the card number. You need to get information and give it to your parent. Yeah. And I've told my kids, I said, if something happens or if you're stopped or whatever, the one thing that you can say is, I need my mom, I need my dad. And they more than likely will hopefully wait for us to get there if we can, or if we're in close proximity.
Well, now, I have adult children and a son and a daughter. I have two, and especially my son. One thing that I tell him is, if you out and you get stopped by police, the blue light come behind you for whatever apparent reason, just be compliant. Once they pull up, let everything be visual. Put your hand up on that steering wheel. Let it be visual. Don't slouch back. Don't reach over. Let your hand be visual, and then you speak with the kindness of your voice that I have taught you as a child. You ask them, officer, what can I help you with? What happened? I mean, whatever. And if they say, wait a minute, let me talk, let them talk. Let them talk. Yes. Don't escalate something. Don't have any bodily gestures that may escalate anything. I'm not saying that police officers are horrible people. I'm just saying you have to be mindful. And that's with not just my son, my daughter, us. You have to be mindful. And this is what we need to tell these kids, because these kids are out here and they're walking up and down these streets. They out at night. They out late nights. A police officer may pull over, get out the car, ask them some questions. They don't need to be resistant. Like, what you stopping me for, man? See, that's what I'm talking about. And you don't need to do any of that stuff. Just stand there, listen.
And the goal is that both of you leave standing up. Both of you leave in good health.
Exactly right. And these kids are not without phones. So just about every kid got a phone. So you can ask, can I call my parent? Can I please call my mom? I mean, if they say, wait a minute, but I'm a child. Can I call my mom? Don't get bold like, well, I know what I'm talking about. All hip hopped out. Just say, look, I'm 15, I'm 16. Oh, I'm underage. Can I please call my parents so they can come out here while you talking with me? That's what you can do. And
that's what we want. When we say police yourself, we're hoping that you won't have to be confronted by an officer of the law. We hope that.
Exactly
and from time to time, you can't get past it. So we're asking you to do what we think you need to do. And I already know that doesn't work all of the time.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I know that. What I'm telling you is what I think needs to happen for it to be a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I will stand by that piece.
Yes, exactly
And
right. And I 100% stand by it with you. Let's talk about chapter 8. Toxic people, toxic life.
ooh,
Toxic people. And then you even have this little stop signal here. Do not enter, and in the middle it say danger, toxic. So we got toxic people. We do know we have toxic people. We do know that we need to identify those toxic people immediately, because you don't want them in your life. So immediately you need to be able to identify these toxic people. So tell me about what made you put in this book toxic people. What made you talk about that?
Because we talk about peer pressure all the time. Peer pressure is one of the biggest things everybody talk about. Well, this one is doing this, or that one is doing that, or all our teenagers and this kind of thing. Toxicity is when we have teens, preteens, adults that are just not helping you. See, that's where we have to draw the line. If we have people in our lives that are edging us on to do things that are not right. And let me say this. If you have people that are constant, people that don't tell the truth, if you have people that are constantly manipulating situations that are not good for you, if you have people that make up things about you, those kinds of things, bully you, those are people that you should not be accepting
definitely toxic
in your
people.
circle, right? And you say, well, how do I get away from them? How do I not get in contact with them? We tell you in that book, when somebody's calling you on the phone and you already know it's that person, you can say something like, I really don't have time to talk now. I've got to do this, that, or the other. We give you strategies. We say to you that you can say to that person, well, it looks like every time we're together, something happens that shouldn't be happening. Or it looks like I'm hearing things that you've said about me that I shouldn't be hearing. Or you can say, well, let's look at it like this. Let's give ourselves some time, or my brother, my mom, my sister. And I used to tell my kids this. I said, you can always blame it on your mama. Blame it on me. You can say, I can't do this because my mama won't even let me.
Well, I used to do that when my mama gonna beat my butt.
Blame it on your mama.
I can't go in there. I'm gonna get towed up by my mama. I don't want to get towed up by my mama.
Right. My mama don't. She don't let us do this, that, or the other.
Well, the peer pressure today, though, Miss Lillie, this is what I see a lot with the teens. Vaping.
Oh, wow.
Drugs, alcohol. I see a lot of that. A lot of them being pressured into that. It's just okay, man. Go ahead and hit this vape. Or a lot of that is, and many times they are not being pressured immediately. They hanging around with these people, and the people they're hanging around with may not have been pressured, but then they start becoming pressured and they fall into it, and then they bring it back to the people that they are hanging with all the time. So, what would you tell a teenager, a preteen or a teenager that is being pressured into, because this is reality. This is it's not being pressured to go outside, to being pressured to go into my friend's house. Today is pressured with alcohol. It's pressured with drugs. It's pressured with sex. These are what the teens are being pressured with today. What would you tell them as it relates to your book?
As it relates to the book, we've gone in and told them things like, look at persons that have done that, like even when we're talking about movie stars and things like that. that have gotten into the habit of drugs, look at how their lives
Turned
end up.
out.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
try to give them examples. That's
And they
another
can identify with that.
exactly.
You know, they can identify with, well, I don't know about middle schoolers, but high schoolers I know will identify with the rapper DMX. And so if I say, look at what happened to DMX, outstanding rapper. He always opened up with a prayer. You could tell that he knew about God, but he just could not beat the crack addiction. He had a crack addiction, and it eventually took his life. So, and then the kids can identify with that because they knew who he was as a rapper, you know. And even some of the other rappers that, you know, that they listen to, I don't know who the heck they are, but because they come in and they talking about them, I'm like, who was that? You know, because I don't know about them. But look at their lives and what happened to them. So when y'all identify celebrities with these kids, it does make them pay attention. Yeah, it really do.
And there's another strategy that we use too in this book. In a whole lot of the chapters, the strategies overlap. With this one, with toxic people and with drugs and trying to stir them away from those kinds of situations, one activity that we do is this. And with suicide ideations, we ask these teens to write themselves a letter. Like write this letter, look, 5 years from now, write a letter to yourself. Like if you're out in the community and somebody's introducing you, what are they going to say about you? What are you going to say? What can be said about you? And another letter is to write a letter to your mom or a person that cares about you. If you are going down that road or in that line of drug addiction and you've been not able to get out of it, all those kinds of things, I want you to know, parents, writing letters are it's an effective way to communicate. I've had the letters on my pillow. They say, Mama, this or that or whatever. I put letters on their pillow. Sometimes, even in our conversations, you know what happens. We'll interrupt them. We get them off course or whatever. But you can pour out your heart in pen and paper.
Oh yeah.
So
There
are other strategies.
I try to get my students, you know, being an English teacher, I try to get my students to journal all the time. I journal in class.
Yes.
I let them journal in class.
That is awesome. Journaling.
And yes, I will put, like, I might put something on a board and that they can journal about. And then I would tell them to give me examples. And then I would ask them to create their own personal journals on some days, because that gives them the opportunity to release.
Yes.
I mean, it could be as simple as, you know, me and my mom, we went to Florida and we had a great time. Then my brother got sick and I couldn't go out after that and it just frustrated me so bad. I was so mad at my brother for being sick. Just simple things like that that seem simple to us is big for them. So they are able to journal it out. So that's what I also like about this book too, because there's so many pages in here where they can write about things.
It is.
That
it's interactive.
That's exactly right.
It's an interactive book.
That's exactly right. So this book is something that I want everybody to get. I want you to look at this book very carefully. You can get this book on Amazon, and I'm going to tell you, this book has reached the best-selling list on Amazon. It has reached, congratulations. It is a bestseller on Amazon. It has reached best-selling list. So congratulations to you for putting in all this hard work. It is paying off. Even though it's the bestseller, you think she sold so many, you could still purchase. Let it continue to remain the bestseller, because this tool for teens transformation can change your child's life. Can change your child's life.
It can change the trajectory of your entire household, your
Yes,
family.
exactly right. Exactly
It can.
right.
And it
Exactly right.
draws you closer together. It's some bonding for the parent, and it gives a parent an idea on what to say and how to do. You know, because sometimes it's difficult for us to know where they're coming from, those kinds of things. But again, when we say tools, that is exactly what we mean.
This is good.
Coach Lillie is giving you tools.
This is really, really good. So, again, please, please, please purchase this book. Coach Lillie has done a great job. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Do you have any closing words that you wish to say? Just look out there to that audience and tell them whatever it is that they need to know.
What Coach Lillie wants you to know, parents, our coaches, life coaches, and look, even our athletic coaches, the kinds of things you can go over in this book with your teens and your teens of children. It is just awesome.
Yes, it is.
We want you to get your hands on this book. Now, let me tell you what happens is a lot of times when the teenagers get this book, they want it personal. They want to write in it. They want to keep it like a little journal. It's a safe space for them. So we ask that you get them for your teens. Some of the grandparents have done, like, if they got 5 grandchildren, they've done 5 books because they want them to have
their own.
But what we want you to know is we're giving you what to do. And that's a wonderful thing, that you don't have to say, well, how am I going to do this? When we're looking at these 12 chapters and we're telling them how to grow up, we're talking about their future. We're talking about, I mean, look, 12 chapters of relevant things that's going on with our teens.
Absolutely.
Relevant.
Absolutely.
So we want you to get this book. Let me tell you, one parent said that this book is like having a therapy.
Oh, yeah, it's therapeutic. It's definitely therapeutic. Yeah.
She said it's like having a therapist in your home. So
I can agree with that. I definitely can agree with that. Well, it's a pleasure, and it was a pleasure having you here, and I just can't wait to see the outcome with even more sales, because I know it's going to be. I want everybody to get this book. Can't say it enough. Get this book. Thank you so much, Miss Lillie, for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. Don't forget to get this book. Be blessed.
Yes.